Hello, my knights and knighties, and welcome to another edition of Midnight Expressions with Sir David Evil Midnight. This week's video is the bio of my fifth album, The Cutting Room Floor, containing its history, conception, format, and, of course, the list of its song titles. This completes the list of albums that I have written so far. I did boast that I have written over 60 songs in 6 albums. I am aware that I said that this is the release of my 5th album. However, you may recall the premature release of More Floor, Less Cutting due to YouTube banning my music video Scream for Cream. Click on the attached link below to view the song on Rumble. Regardless, 6 albums, each one with its own individual concept, theme. In order, they are Somber Moon, my first album, compiled mainly of my first original compositions, including the first song that I ever wrote at 16, titled Spotlight. It has a very 60s hippie feel to it. Spells and Spirits, my second album, contains information on the history, concepts, and theme. A continuation of my growth as a composer as well as personal spiritual growth. Anger Management, my third album that lives up to its title. Its history conception regarding all my frustrations, where I vent out and spit venom in verse. Crescendoing with its final track, Life Sucks and So Do Hookers. The Madman, an album created after I had a mental breakdown. I wrote an unpublished book, then made a soundtrack to go along with the novel of the same title. This one does differ from the preceding 3 albums because it's more of a musical, operatic-like in its format and alternative tunings for the majority of its melodies. The Cutting Room Floor, a smorgasbord of songs that did not make it on my first 4 albums, showcasing my continued growth as a composer, and this week's video release of its bio. See the video link for full content. More Floor, Less Cutting. A bit of tongue-in-cheek with its title, it contains originals that were left over at the time. It holds some of my most interesting creations, including Scream for Cream, the video that was banned before it could ever be released. There may be a 7th album. Its working title is Disowned, Dishonored, and Damned. Fuck! My Life Became a Country Song. However, we'll focus on these 6 first. Click the links below to see the full bio of each album. This week's project, Whole, is kind of on hold because, well, life does suck and so do hookers. This week's review is Shogun, the book only. I'm aware that there is a Shogun movie and a newly released series. However, I will just focus on the book for this time. Shogun is a 1975 historical novel by author James Cavell that chronicles the end of Japan's Azahara Mohammaha period from 1568 to 1600s and the dawn of the Edo period, that would be 1603 to 1868, loosely based on actual events. Shogun narrates how European interests and international conflicts with Japan brought about the shogunate restoration. Please see Wikipedia for further in-depth knowledge. I personally love culture. The world at our fingertips. The food. The music. The art. And of course, its literature. Shogun is technically a fantasy. However, it holds its roots in history. when the first British citizen, John Algernon Blackthorne, landed in Japan. The word culture shock comes to mind. In the 1600s, two island kingdoms meet. Both are very different in its values and identity. One, Britain, becomes expansionist, creating a large seafaring vessels, sailing and navigating the globe on its quest of trade and economic dominance, at war with Spain and Portugal. The other, Japan, became introverted, restricting access through its borders and islands, creating a complex caste system at war with China and itself. When the two meet, there is that problem that both cultures are alien to each other, not only in appearance and language, but also in social etiquette as well as life values. Some of the ones that stand out for me were, in the 1600s, most Europeans did not bathe. They were lice-infested and brutal. They were not afraid to travel the seas for years, transporting, exploring, and pillaging their enemies. Death was a part of life, but they did fear it. Some were well educated, others simply brutish. Most were foul-mouthed, blasphemous, murderous in the name of God, king, and country. They were hypocritically sexually repressed. Their main driving force was the gain of profit and to outwit and defeat their enemies. Japan's development became very regimented. They did have economics, but valued money differently. It was the job of the women to do the finances for all of the family. Honor and duty were praised above all else. Being perfect in action and in etiquette. By acting a set way, you could easily offend somebody who would be honor-bound to avenge an insult. Death was a way of life for all of its people. They did not have prisons until about the 1500s. Death was the only verdict for every crime. It was quick for criminals and ritualistic for those who wished to die with dignity. Every daily act was a ritual for them. Every moment is about maintaining perfection. To die and to live like every moment is a perfect moment, even if the moment is suffering. John Algernon Blackthorne is used as a toy as he is drawn into a political revolution that could consume all of Japan for its generations. The interactions between Blackthorne and the other characters are very well crafted, from his dealings with the hated Portugal Catholic priests to dealing with the diversity of Japanese characters from Yoba, Yoshi Toragama, and Lady Toba Matsuko, and so many more. In the eyes of them, Blackthorne became a educated and civilized barbarian. Funny, in retrospect, because he views them as heathens. There are many barriers for both to overcome, from the difference in value over money versus honor, sexual identity, social behavior, and views on life and death. Blackthorne truly goes native, to use the vulgar vernacular. He learns the value of hygiene. His adaptation of both Japanese and European values is extensive and yet flawed. He does earn the right to wear the two samurai swords and even accepts death as he attempts to commit seppuku, a form of ritual suicide, only to be prevented from the act at the very last moment. He becomes so immersed that he is disgusted by his crew when he is reunited with them, viewing them and their barbaric ways as obscene, so much so that he barely tolerates them. In short, James Cavell did a great job with Shogun. I have collected all of his books in this series. I will do an individual review as Midnight Expression continues on. One big lesson that I have learned from all of these books are that everyone hates. Every culture despises others and thinks that they are superior to everybody else. Every country, culture, and person is racist. I mean racist. Everyone, including me. And I truly love and hate everyone equally. I am thankful that I grew up in a multicultural household and country. I have met true diversity and I drink it up every day. There is good and bad in all of us, yes. There is intelligence and absolute stupidity in every culture. I have had the opportunity and privilege to converse with all of them. Oh, the beauty of humanity. So wonderfully idiotic and yet capable of such wonderful things. What will we do with ourselves? Can we overcome our blind bigotry and hate, or shall we just kill ourselves and everyone along with it in blind hatred? I fear that hate and ignorance is so easy that very few are willing to go the mile and become enlightened. In the words of the Wicked Witch of the West, "What a world, what a world, oh what a world, I'm a melting pot." Remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment to become an official Knight or Knighty. Yours sincerely, Sir David Evil Midnight. P.S. I welcome discussions on these or any other topics. PM me to schedule a live debate. Thank you for watching Midnight Expressions. Click to subscribe or become a full member to see full content. Click the link below to see more Midnight Expressions. Yours, Sir David Evil Midnight.